Hello, wonderful viewers that are watching the Gambian Talent Promotion live here on the Bantaba show. And I am your host, Mariama Cham. As we always do it every Friday here from 12 to 1 o'clock, where we discuss about crucial issues that are affecting youth and children in our society. And then today with me here, I am so excited to have these two dynamic young ladies with me here. I'm so very much excited that I don't even know where to start, neither where to end. But with me here today, well, don't think that we are biased because this is Gambian Talent Promotion. Every Friday we come up with new ideas and interesting topic on the table. But today with me here, I have Salimatu Fati. Salimatu Fati, I think when you heard the name Salimatu Fati, she is not a new person in the Gambia. She is the founder of the Salimatu Fati Foundation for Education, who is also helping young children, most especially the vulnerable ones, who are less privileged to have access to education and quality as well. Salimatu Fati is also studying law at the University of the Gambia. So this is Salimatu Fati. You are welcome to.
Hello viewers, I am Salimatu Fati, like she mentioned, and I'm studying law currently at the University of the Gambia, and I'm founder of the Salimatu Foundation for Education. And aside of that, and I also work for Camino Solidarios.
Wow, that is great, and I know you will have so much about Salimatu Foundation for Education, and then also you will get to know more about her engagement with regards to youth empowerment in our country. And then again we have Mam Degen. Mam Degen also is the founder of No Box Foundation, and then also she is a blogger. So this is telling you that in this studio today we have two giant ladies who are ready. So those of you that are watching the Gambian Talent Promotion, get ready to have your book and your pen so that you can write so many knowledge that you are going to gain from these young people. And I think this is a great privilege even for me to have them on board. So Ma'am Degen, you're also welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me, and thank you very much to Gambia Talent Promotion too. It's a pleasure to be on the show.
Sure, it is a pleasure to be on the show, and also it is a pleasure to have two of you on the show today.
Thank you.
So Salimatu, before we, and then to remind you that if you want to watch Gambian Talent Promotion, you can go to our Facebook page, then you like it and it is live. You can also click on YouTube, and then you go to Wazi TV and all different social media channel outlet where you can catch up to our bantaba show. And to tell you that today my Ndama Katul is not around me, wherever you are, we are also saying hi to you. Today also, from the introduction with these two people, we are going to also talk about a very sensitive topic, that is gender-based violence. I know this is a topic, whenever you mention it, you tend to have a lot of comments, you tend to have so many arguments, but thank God that Salimatu here is also a feminist, and I know she will tell us more about when we talk about gender-based violence. And Ma'am Degen too, who is a blogger, you know,
Feminist blogger.
Yeah. Sure. Who also writes so many powerful information, and that thousands of people around the world are seeing, will also get to know what Ma'am Degen have in place. So Salimatu, first of all, before we get into the topic proper, I want to know how the Salimatu Foundation came about.
Okay, so basically I have been asking this question several times, and in most of my interviews, I don't know, but probably people that have been listening to my interviews, this answer would not be new to you. So for the people that are viewing this for the first time, Salimatu's Foundation for Education came on board because of my personal story. You know, I faced like a lot of obstacles when I was going to school, and at some point I needed to drop out of school. So it's because of this passion that underpinned me to advocate for quality education. And you know, when it's going to legality, you cannot just come and talk to people like that. There must be something legal that will guide you. And it's because of this reason that we set up Salimatu Foundation for Education.
Yeah, you see, as I said, you will get to hear more about it, because one of the main things that I got inspired by this foundation, because though so many people have faced so many challenges when they were going to school, and then some of them too, it led to their school dropout. But then again, you find it very rare for such young people like you to set up a foundation, because many people, yes, well, I've been to school, I face so many challenges, maybe with regards to my school fees, with regards to transportation and all, but then after finishing your school, some of us are thinking about so many other aspects in life, so many big dreams. We want to be like Michelle Obama, we want to be like Salimata Fernandez, I want to be like Mom Degin. So that is why it always amazes me, as young as you are, at your age, and then still struggling going to school at the university, and then set up this foundation where, to be honest, a lot of young people are benefiting from this, young people and then parents. So that is why when I do follow your social media, and actually I watch some of your interviews that you have. So that is why I said I also need to invite Salima to my show on board, so that two people that are watching my show or my page can get to know what the foundation have for us. And then again to Mom Degin, you know me. I'm a type that when it comes to writing is my problem.
Okay.
You see, sometimes I will tell Umi that, in fact, Umi, me, to be honest, I really got inspired by you. Sometimes when people are reciting poem or when people are writing, most especially too much of writing, even when I saw it on my WhatsApp page, to read it is a problem. So you being the founder of Box Foundation, I don't know what the box means, and then what inspired you to be a blogger?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I get asked that question a lot.
Yeah.
So No Box Foundation, what really inspired the name is growing up in the Gambia as a girl, we face so many different challenges that stops us from achieving what we achieve, from doing what we want to do, from living the lives that we want to live as young women and girls in this community. So as a result, I felt personally that I was boxed, that women and girls are boxed. And a lot of my friends and other people that I know in the community feel that they are boxed. So when I was in the university, I started this organization, and my story and the stories of the women I grew up around really inspired that. So No Box Foundation is really about breaking the box, breaking the barriers for women and girls, and making sure that every woman and every girl can achieve whatever they want to achieve, and live the life that they want to achieve, where they want to live. So No Box Foundation, in a nutshell, is just about breaking the barriers for women and giving them the opportunities and the skills they need to live the lives that they want. It's about women and girls realizing and harnessing their full potential. Because some women and girls realize their full potential, they know that they can do this, but because of the social cultural issues in our communities, they cannot do that. So that is what the No Box symbolizes. No Box symbolizes breaking the box and being what we can be as women. So what really inspired me blogging, so you people can just go onto my blog. It's www.diginblog.com, and you can read all of my articles. So what really inspired the blog was that I like to write. I'm not a perfect writer, but I like to write, and I'm very passionate about women's rights issues. And I feel like there's not just one thing you can do. You can be an activist, you can run an NGO, but at the same time you can do other things.
Sure.
Whatever you feel like you have the time to do and it can improve the lives of women and girls, you do it. And besides, writing is something that I like, and I found out that blogging too is a platform that you can get people to talk about issues affecting women in the Gambia and around the world. Because if you write a blog in the Gambia and you post it, you see people in China, people in the US, people in other parts of Africa reading your blog, and then people have this conversation. Some people agree with you, some people don't agree with you, but the most important thing is that people are talking about these issues. For me, that is the most important thing, because if we're talking about these issues, that means that at least we are one step closer to solving the problem. But if we are putting it under the rug and nobody's talking about these issues, then that is a problem. So basically, that is what inspired the blog and the Box Foundation.
Wow, as he said, the box, you need to break the culture of silence, and I think this is one of the main issues that we are facing as youth, as in our society as well, because so many burning issues are affecting us within our surroundings, either directly or indirectly. But whenever you want to talk about this issue, in fact, your family member will be like, "Man, bulma dugal si problem," or you as young as you are, please don't allow me to go into the court, or don't allow me to go into the prison and all those stuff. And these are some of the things that we need to voice out, because if we don't voice it out, nobody will hear your story. As the saying goes, if you don't blow your trumpet, no one will blow it for you. So that is very, very true. So and I think both of you with the work that you're doing is just amazing, because it's all going to, you're all bringing together the fight for gender-based violence as to the topic that we are about to discuss. And this is, if we have young people like you at your age trying to push this and then try to, bring this agenda forward so that people can see, I think all of you that are watching should really get inspired. As I said,
yes,
get your book and your pencil and your pen rather, and try to jot down some of the important points that this young lady are trying to say. Yet again, Salimatu Foundation, you see this foundation, because I can say the foundation is really, really, really something that is really helping young people, because according to what I understand, because I am a member of the foundation, and then it has really helped some young people whom you know that they find it very difficult with regards to public speaking, with regards to building of their self-confidence and self-esteem. The foundation is not just only helping vulnerable people in our society, but then also it is helping those that want to come and volunteer for the foundation to build up their self-confidence and their self-esteem. So along the line, since you start this foundation, I've been seeing so many success and then so many amazing work that you have been doing to the country. You've traveled a lot. So I want to know, what is the reason or what is the secret behind you traveling for young people and then getting more, young awards as young as you are, because you realize that so many people have been into this for quite a long time, but yet still it has not yet come out. So Salimatu just come today and then try to, receiving so many. Then people be like, wow, Salimo, no more to give. Wow, Salimo, no more receive award. So I want to know the secret behind it so that I can start flying like that.
Okay, so you seriously made me laugh, because this is like a comment that I have been receiving so much.
Yeah.
But the answer is simple. The hours, the traveling, the everything, it's all driven by passion.
Yeah.
What I do it for passion. I do it with passion. You get it? So if people want to success, you need to have a focus, sense of direction. If you do not have a sense of direction, you don't, have a focus, you don't
have a vision.
Yeah, you don't have a vision. You don't even set your goals or your aims and objective, and all this kind of stuff. If you don't set it, then you seriously cannot reach there. So in order to reach there, you need to do something with passion. Love what you are doing.
Sure.
Don't allow somebody to push you. You get? Don't allow someone to push you what you want, what you don't want to do. Like I've been seeing a couple of young people, they will come to me and say, Salimut, I want to be like you. I was like, but for what reason? And if they were like, I want to be like a great advocate for this, and I was like, I have a reason why I'm doing this. The reason for advocating for quality education is because of my personal story. I was so lucky that I have a mom who is so encouraging. She always encourages us and motivates us. This is one of the reasons why I stay at school, where I was able to complete my education. So I am doing this for passion, and if you are doing something for passion, the work becomes so easy for you.
Sure.
But if it is not passion, you get relaxed so quickly, tired so
and you easily give up.
Yeah, you easily give up. You get it. So everything about my success since the inception of the foundation, I don't think we have a step, portion that we stop.
Yes.
It has been continuous process.
With or without funding, we can go.
Exactly. You guys find this and say, with or without funding, we still go ahead and do it, because we don't want to sit and wait for donors to come. But the little that we have, we are able to utilize the ones and then try to create positive change in the life of people. So all in all, the answer is simple. It's driven by my passion
and determination. And that is very, very true, because that's what I used to tell young people. Even during my discussion with my colleague Umi, sometimes at the school, people will ask, after studying social work as a social worker, what is next? Because the way society will term you. What I will tell them is, whenever you have passion for something and then you really mean what you love, you don't have to allow anybody to breach that barrier or to tell you, Mom, this is where you're supposed to go. After studying law, why do you have to do a foundation or establish a foundation called Box Foundation? Why do you have to be a blogger? You have to do this. Because this is what Mom Degen love. This is what Mom Degen have passionate about, and nobody can stop Mom Degen from doing it. And the reason why she is doing it, she has all reason why she is doing it. That is why. So if with regards to your work, it will be easier for you to do it because you have every reason and every point. Even today, if you're sleeping and people come and wake you up, Salima, why do you establish this foundation? You will tell them your reason.
Exactly.
So come to Mom Degen. From Mom Degen, now we get into the topic and then start bombarding people about what we meant about gender-based violence.
Okay.
For Mom Degen, actually, as I said, I was very, very eager to see you and know you.
Okay.
Because Rizit Bin is my colleague. Mummy will be like, Mom Degen. Because I think you've been together at NACOF, and then I think in this life, whatever you're doing as a young person, just be humble to yourself. You have to be down to earth, and then love everybody. Because hadn't been that you don't have love for children, and then you don't have love for youth and for your country, we wouldn't be here, neither to talk about such kind of issues or to get to interact with one another. Because I've been hearing so many things about you, like the good thing that you're doing, the work that you're doing. I'm like, Umi, who is this Mom Degen that you're talking about? Because you always talk about Mom Degen. So Sally made mention of something that is very, very important. Because most of the time as youth, we are so dependent to one another, or we are so dependent to our parents, or waiting for people to come and do something for us ready-madely, which we don't want to see the struggle in life, or want to go for it and try to test the difficulties in life. I can attest to you that there were so many difficulties that I was facing as a young person at that moment. And when I seek for her attention and for her advice, she will tell me, Mariama, you have to push up. Because what I've been through, you haven't even reached to that stone. So you have to push up and you have to work harder in order to reach there. So I want to hear your own perspective then. Why do you think that you from this foundation, or with or without money, you can go? And what are you going to tell young people that are sitting out there to say that, okay, I'm going to wait for my father to do this for me, or Mom Degen is at this stage. I have to be like Mom Degen, and you are not struggling, or you don't want to find out where Mom Degen has passed through.
Okay. Just before I even answer that question, I just want to make a comment about what Sally said about traveling and just getting awards. I think that a lot of people have a misconception with regards to activism. They come into activism, some, not all, but a few come into activism because they see other people being activists, and then they get these opportunities, and they feel like this is what activism is all about. Sometimes, most of the time, it's a struggle. It's going to communities and talking to people and going in the hot sun and doing stuff.
And sometimes you get bullied.
You get bullied, yes. I remember there was a time that I went to Think Young Women on a dinner collection, and this woman just kept shouting at me, we don't want to talk to you.
Thank God you were not busy.
Things like that happen. I think the goal is, when you want to be an activist, the goal is not to travel or to get awards. The goal is to bring about change in your community. Of course, it's nice to travel and get awards, but that is not the goal. I'm sure when Sally got into that, that was not her goal. Her goal was to bring about change in our community. I think when young people are coming into activism, they should come into that activism with that mindset of, I'm coming to bring about change, not looking for travel opportunities and stuff. But the second thing is, you asked about the dependency issues. I think when I started No Box Foundation for Women and Girls, it was self-funded, and the first 2 projects we did was self-funded. Because as a new foundation, if you were waiting for donors, you wouldn't implement any projects. So you need to come up with new creative ways to implement your projects. So I think young people that's a huge question, but I think we should just learn to struggle, especially if you want to be an activist. You should know that it's not all going to be rosy, it's not all going to be perfect. There are days when you have a project and you go to the donors, present your project proposal, and they will fund, and there are times when they would not fund, and you would have to implement the project with the little that you have.
Sure, we need to struggle, and then you need to have a passion on what you're doing, and then you need to love what you're doing. The reason why you see Mom Degen here and Salimatu is because they have been through a lot. That is why sometimes when we are trekking on the street, and I'll be like, Umi, you can struggle be. But these are all experiences that you need to tell a story to your children, that you know what, I have been into this. And when I was going to school, I would trek from my school to my home. Sometimes people will be like, because of that. It's not about doing musanjol, but these are all experiences. Because if other people come and tell you their story, you will be like, all of a sudden for me, I don't have any story to tell. Because if this particular person can able to accommodate such kind of issues that he was facing, so why not me? So still to remind our wonderful viewers that are watching, most especially the diaspora. This is the Youth Bantaba Show here on Gambian Talent Promotion, and I am your host today, Mariama Cham. And then I have two young dynamic young lady here with me, who is Salimatu Fati and then Mam Begin. So the topic that we are discussing is gender-based violence. This is a very sensitive topic, and Sally is a feminist. Mam Degen too is an activist.
I'm a feminist too.
Thank you. So I have two feminists, and she also once worked with Think Young Women, and you're still working with them.
I'm a volunteer at Think Young
Thank you.
Yeah,
And I was also a mentee of Think Young Women.
Oh,
so
perfect.
yeah. So I attended their mentorship program for 3 months, and along the 3 months I learned a lot. And not only learning a lot, but I get so many life skills. Not only life skills, but also discipline. Because as the saying goes, and always I used to quote from my former principal, discipline is the first law in heaven. So I think as young people, we need to be disciplined in whatever we are doing, so that we can also able to achieve our goal. And still now also, I would like to read some little few comments, because people that are watching right now, here is Sarah said hello to the program, and then we also have Ismaila, who also said hello, and then Kutubo also said hello. So all of you that are watching the Gambian Talent Promotion right now, the topic of discussion is gender-based violence. Gender-based violence is a very sensitive topic, and when we talk about gender, we are not only talking about female. Point of correction anyway, because people think that whenever you talk about gender, you are being biased. You know, part of my study as a social worker, part of our module, we also we were also able to learn gender.
Okay.
So at first, when I heard about gender, I thought that it was only women easy. So, and in my class too, boys were so gender sensitive to an extent that whenever you talk about gender, they think that it's women aspect. But thank God that when we had Mr. Faye from MDI, our very first day in the class, when he told us about the history of gender, that was the very day I got relaxed. And that was the very day that our boys in the class also were able to actually get the information about when we talk about gender. So for people to know, when we talk about gender, it's not about women, it's all both men and women. mbokk yi ñoo seetaan bu dee yéen ak ñoo topp si Gambian Talent Promotion bi fii si Youth Bantaba Show bi ñu ngi leen a jaajëfal di leen wax ne seen Youth Bantaba Show bi ñu leen fi dee amal fii ajuma bu jot lu ko dalee si fukki waxtu ak juróom-ñaar ba benn waxtu fii si ngoon si bëccëg raada tey nag ñu ma leen fi amal mooy ndaw yi nga xam ne ndaw yu déggu ndaw yu mun lu ñoo def la si seen wàllum liggéey maa ngi fi am Salimatu Fati moom mu ngi bàyyeekoo si foundation bi nga xam ne moom moo ko moomal boppam di si dimbale ndaw yi nga xam ne seen loxo jot seen gannaaw ñu am fi tamit Maam Degen moom it mi nga xam ne mu ngi board foundation bu ñoo ooyee No Box Foundation moom it lu ko tax a jóg rek mooy jàppale ñi nga xam ne jigéen yi nga xam ne niw doole ba pare tamit waxtaane li nga xam ne mooy ak yelleef yi doomi So I want you to tell our viewers that are watching, when we talk about gender actually, or gender perspective, so let them know, so that men that are watching will not say Mariama Jam dafa bias moo tax mu andi fi tey ay jigéen. It's not about I andi only ay jigéen, but we also used to get men as well. Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I will just have to make a bit of clarification about my style on feminism. Usually I consider myself as a gender activist than feminist. I still have to do more research on that.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, the thing is, gender basically, the reason why I said I consider myself gender activist because of the work I do. If we visit community, we talk about most about the responsibility in the house to work, to share responsibility between boys and girls. So this is like one of the reasons why I consider myself mostly gender activist than feminist. So usually gender basically, I study gender and development and management development institutes, and I did add that to my introduction. When we talk about gender, we're actually talking about both sexes, man and the woman, boy and a girl. So it's not about we are talking about women and we are letting men out. You know, that's not what we stand for. You get, but we just want them to have equality. And when we also talk about equality and 50-50, please don't misconstrue us, okay? We are just trying to say respect our rights as a woman, and we will respect your rights as a man. You get, so that's exactly what we mean. But it's not like competition. It's not like this is exactly what men can do and this is exactly what women can do. That's not what gender. 50-50 is trying to address.
Okay, that is very, very true. So now we hear it from Salimatu, that when we talk about gender, it doesn't mean only Mariama Jamu or only Salimatu. We are talking about the sex, like the biological aspect between male and female, so which is very, very true. And then when we talk about equality too, what we are trying to say is try to give opportunity to both men and women. Like if you said that women rights and men rights, because when you talk about human right, you're not going to try to distinguish whether men or female. It's all entail about the aspect of people or human. So in us your right to freedom of expression, the same too to the right of men to freedom of expression. But man, then again when you come to the gender role aspect, at the home level, people think that women should only be the one who will bring the children. Like when it comes to, let's say, doing the domestic choice, when it comes to, trying to give, schooling, giving children a better shelter, clothing and all, it should only done by women. Sometimes you go to a particular home, whereby you see a woman, her alone cooking, her alone the child is crying. The mom be like, oh, come and take this child to do whatever. I mean, don't you think also, with regards to gender role, men also have a role to play?
Thank you very much for that correction. For me, I would just like to make a first comment. That is, I'm a full feminist.
Sure.
Yeah, I think feminists encompass everyone. Feminism is fighting against sexism and sexist oppression. So it's not reverse discrimination. And secondly, I would like to make a comment about the whole gender thing. So people need to understand that there's a difference between gender and sex. Gender is the socially constructed rules and responsibilities between male and female. So what you said right now falls under gender. Women are supposed to cook. Who's supposed to cook? Women. Gender. Who's supposed to go get money and bring to the house? Male. That's gender. But when we talk about sex, sex is the biological aspect of it. Gender is the social rules that society gives to each of the sexes. But with regards to gender rules, I think that's why our activism should trickle down to our homes. So because when you have the Ghana is evolving, that's number one. And you are going to school. Your husband is going to school, or you and your husband work. You both come back home and he expects you to go into the kitchen, cook, clean the house, feed the children and come back. That is not going to work. If we're going to evolve, the way we see gender has to evolve. Men need to know that the domestic chores are not just meant for women. I think in Chimamanda's book, she said something about the knowledge of cooking does not come pre-installed in a woman's vagina. And it's true. Cooking is learned. I think the way we raise children and the way we socialize boys and girls needs to change. We need to socialize boys to feel that, you know what, you can cook if you want to cook. It is not unmanly to cook. It is not unmanly to swim. You can be a mechanic if you want to be a mechanic, if you're a girl. It is not unladylike to be a mechanic. We should teach little boys and girls that they can be anything that they want to be, regardless of their gender. Nobody's gender should stop them. And in the domestic work too, if everyone is pulling their part, it becomes easier for everybody. Yeah, and we should teach our children to cook, both boys and girls. And the most important thing is cooking is a very, very important skill. Why would you let someone control what goes into your stomach? Yeah, that is it.
I mean, you see the way I'm looking at Gambian, I even forget that I'm here on Gambian Talent. So that is very, very true, because in our society, sometimes, like if you're married and your husband normally help you in the housework, come and see family members, they'll be like, she has been controlled by her wife.
Yes.
Because all the work, in fact, for me, most especially my mboki fana, they will be like, Mom dafa ñaka fayda di, Mom jabaram moko elif, and all those stuffs. And it should not be like that, because as Pam said, this is a collective responsibility. You see, it is very, in fact, we are the one, like, let's say Africa or in our society, or us within ourselves, are making things hard and difficult. But I mean, you go to other parts of the world, or even like in Islam, like in our religion typically, in fact they have made everything easier. it's not only, like Mufti said, it's not only like the female who should do the thing. Each and every person has a role. Like that department, you leave it for her. That department, leave it for other people. So I mean, Sally, I want you to come into that aspect that in our society, the way they view gender, and they think that men should not do any other thing with regards to the home, only to go and fetch money and come back.
Okay, so Mom again, thank you so much for bringing that gender aspect of social construction. I forgot I didn't mention that part. But yeah, so this is very crucial. You get it, especially you talk about when you are married.
Yes.
I mean, my nigga, and they were like, give up and kick out You get it? But like, this is a message for all the young men out there. Your wife is your wife. You should not allow anybody to interfere with you and your wife. You get it? You have to try and then help one another. Forget about society. Forget about people that would think like you are less of a man if you try to help your wife. That doesn't make you less of a man. You get I've just concluded a mentorship program for young guys, and you've been discussing about this virginity. You get about this virginity test.
Okay.
And this is something, you know, some empowerment is good. If you are not really empowered, it's becomes so difficult for you to make a stand. Now, what I always tell my mentees is that believe in yourself and never allow anyone to define you.
Sure. Yeah.
You get it. We live in a society, if you just live anyhow, people are going to define you. And once people are defining you, you are losing focus. You cannot be yourself anymore.
Obviously.
You get, it's like you are in prison. That's why you are not in physical prison, but mentally, spiritually, you are still, in the prison. So we have seen like first day of the night, like people will come and try to test your virginity, if you are a virgin or not. And I always ask, why are we doing this? And they say it's because if you are not a virgin, your husband family are not going to respect you, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm a Muslim. I'm a practicing Muslim, for that matter. And I believe in what the Quran have said. But one thing I'm really saw, and 100% saw, is even Islam does not approve with this personalized thing. You get it? So if you are proving me as a woman, but how about the man? How can you go and prove the man that if the man has sex before or not? You get, we have to go away from all this. So all the young women watching, stand up and try to make your decision that if you are going to do this or you are not going to do this. And we are young people, we are the one who's coming up with, this is our generation. What has passed has passed. Culture is something that has been made by people, and we can definitely change that. When it's come to gender role in the house, people always attach it to Islam. I have a very, very big problem in this. You see, when it's come to Islam, men, most especially, try to interpret Islam in
a very wrong way and in their own
in the way
interest.
that fits them.
Yeah, thank you.
So my advice to women is that try to get yourself acknowledged. Try to get acknowledged, because even Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said this, that you have to seek for a knowledge. So if you don't, because sometimes when they try to bring religion aspect of it, religion has not, in fact, all what the religion has said with regards to how men should treat their women or how they should be in the society. If I told all those steps that Islam said were the thing that we are going to do, we will have a better society. Women be like a queen. Yes. If we go by Islam, what Islam has said, we are definitely a queen. But most of the time we are not really treated, as a queen. And before, I have to be really honest, before I was empowered, I was so much believe in this virginity test. But once I get exposure and everything, I say no, this is not a good area. Now let's take for example let's say for example, if a child got raped at that early stage, and the child got raped by an uncle, and you don't want anyone to know in the family, but now the rape has done, pregnancy, yes, it's not there, but the virginity is lost. So how are you going to prove in that particular night that if the person is not a virgin, now what are they going to say? She is a prostitute. You get it? And forgetting that it's the uncle who raped that particular child. So we have, even men, you have a very, very strong point to, opportunity to defend this. It's up to you. Make an agreement with your wife. Are we going to do this or not? Because I already have my stand. If any man that I'm going to get married to, I would just tell you that I'm not going to do this. And I don't mind even that particular night, because people will come. All these old men will come to say, we have to go, we are going to take you. And the husband will be like, me, I don't want too much talk. Please just come and then something like that. Me, like like my mentees, I always tell them, clear point is whether all women will come or all men will come, there's definitely their concern. That's not my concern. Yeah. My stand is I'm not going to do it, I'm not going to do it. Hence you're going to test me, test my husband too.
Yeah, it should be both.
Yeah, it should be both.
And this Sunday, this Kante Julia is saying, Fatih, you're making sense. You're making sense in our culture. Culture is killing us, and it's very true.
It's very
because today, when you talk about FGMC, they will tell you that Islam said this, Islam said that. I mean, but then when it comes to, let's say, with regard to, because they are trying to favor their own self, because they know this is part of them, this is their culture. When it comes to virginity, they start saying, I mean, we have to be realistic in whatever we are doing.
Yeah, but how does losing your virginity in quotes spoil you?
Yeah.
And then a man is having sex, we praise them, we say Batman.
Yeah,
but a woman is having sex, we say she's a whore, she's a slut. Yeah, we tell women to be afraid of their sexuality and that they are not supposed to be celebrated for that. Yeah, and I also think I want to make a comment about what Sally said about rape. So when a child is raped, mostly in the family, the concern usually is not how is she feeling, what is she going through. The concern is that, oh my God, she's not a virgin anymore. What are we going to do?
Let's try to hide.
Let's try to hide it. Maybe in a few years' time, the hymen would come back together, which is a myth, and then she will bleed. That is what they say. But I think the most important thing that we should do is try to change the culture.
Yeah.
Because culture was made by people with less information than we have right now, and culture evolves. But when people try to hold on to some of these things, even though it's harming other people, then it becomes a problem. We make culture and we can change it. Yes. I know that as Africans and as Gambians, we have very important cultures, and that is what makes us unique from all other parts of the world.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean that we should not change. Culture should always evolve.
Yes. In fact, culture that are affecting us, why are we entertaining so?
Exactly.
Because cultures like FGMC and cultures like, let's say, tattooing like before it has used to be. I mean, all those cultures and cultures like child marriage, I mean, it has nothing to do with the young girl child. Obviously.
It's about keeping the good and letting go of the bad.
Thank you.
Evolving, changing. That is, culture has always changed. Yeah. Culture cannot be the same 100% for 100 years. Yeah. Every day we get new information. Every day we learn new things. And people are traveling, coming back. That is going to affect the culture.
Yeah.
But mostly when it affects somebody's life, when you're cutting somebody off, that has...
I'm discussing at Bena man, my time money case more placement at the Department of Social Welfare. When it comes to rape case and teenage pregnancy, su loolu amee jigéen bi leen njëkk a bileen xale bi dafa wow bët moom moo dem si kër góor bi waaye xam nga daal bi lu ma wax mu ne ma I don't want to hear about yàlla moo ko dogal mu ne ma lu ma bëgg a dégg mooy a punishment should be attached to the boy.
Exactly.
te loolu dégg la what are we doing pour ñu make sure ne boy bi tamit am na rôle. I mean suñ génnalee jigéen bi suñ parents su luñ dee def dama koo génnee si biti waaye si dee góor bi la góor la te moom njëkkeewut ko fi dina ko fi mujjee. I mean, what are those kind of things that we are trying? So, na man ni ka saatol fanan, sometimes, I mean, ni nata na man ni ka saatol, ni ka nyin kufo, ika foko, ite mankulu, ite munyato soto, pour ka nyin thank you, nyin di amofo.
But when I was acting this with Manika? Nobody. I'm in Manika and I can speak Manika. The only difficult with me is I cannot really speak big money. I think I can.
But you can speak, you can communicate.
Yes. Okay, somebody jibe da me am ko mo jibe kan ko Maria ba fo kan nyam ndoro ko jama biya ka tara mo la society ko la me ya ka ko musole nyam to tinya anan ni yam pre mulula jama kana ka fo mo le ko ita mun sun kudi ni ita nyande ke da soronne ita man kan so ko ka diamu ja so mbo ka ta sifa la fo kan jam ko tanke so lafta ka stop so mo ko kan dara wala ko muso ni kew natara muso ya sunkutin no la nyoya sunkun manya naka sunkutin ni da mata na dile walan ka fa ko ite le fantinya ite ta te ifandi kewal anu ni man am ko te me yan ko nyenta ka kambano ni fa bilem sunkun ni ya fantinya sunkun ni da hanyan to di kambano ba kambano fana boita kan net 4 months fana boita kambano fana tara kana fana boita kan anu sun parents sul me yanu ko fana ko ye dinki wala soro jama ni sun to fana nata ila mo jibe jama ibuka fale baki ya je ibuke welcome ba ben natara la idi musole bije way ninki on nata je wodi amon ni rabani sato be so diamo moy so be mo fokal ye wala ko ni nyokuma nyodiam kala bije ali dinki ol komande ali diamo ka ko nin anin amanya na keke aliya di muso fana kuma di ale diamo ye ka fe ko nini wala je anu ba dani kam fana na natara alkana jibe ko nini dingo ka sex education nini dingo ka diamu nying futu ko wala futu ko lanyo kan lanyo kan ko so chantele tinde belefte kam ko man fon za ko no na pran an na dingo sa kachano futu ko la ka fa ko nin kyo ni muso ko futu ka anyenta ka ketena nyena anim tamu me ko nyenta ka futu ka ni tamu me ko manyena ka futu anyenda ka yelela no anna ajunga amanke muso ti fande yalo ni nata kulwoti ya it doesn't mean ite nyanta ka muso dindi muso da male kumande ka tun keo fana ka futule keo kata ay muso nyini ay futuke sai ni be kuluwoke ibe nati nyola ya kaya ko lamin fatumata tennin ten ni dunta futu kodo ite nyanta ka jine kele fatumata fana ite fana nyanta ka jine kele ni nyin sanji soto kana som ke ye la nyokan ite fana ni nyin sanji soto kana ta ye la muso nyin kan katu ni yake kitito bije mi alonko ibetale jele I mean so that nyin kambano ani nyin muso mi alonko iba mola anu iba ko mbaka mfo wala salika mfo boku mosa na yatabaki bari niya fo fatmata nyinke anu iba fo mola bi wo fana manfia wo mumtonya tonya bati mariama jama kan di muso diamu nye bari mbukan dinki wal diamu anu dinki wal ndi muso be because dinki wala ko konodi di muso la ko konota so man ka di wala fo nyante ka gana diam wal nyante ka sika fay ko imanyene ka muso la nyoya abete bayta mun ke bale ite yake da faka bari for my language bari ite fankere jel faka bari so idi wala ko mali yidi amu be ya fe ko nini wala bije ba kana di muso da ma ko ne dinke buraje ka na ta fankere di muso le sante kamaro fana ba jun sota la aman di ka kono bra fana ba sota la kana dinu batal kontonta salima yeah aya katala bake andu ilo wo ko mo sene yata ba yalo nde fana sa en ka traile and saying I'll become more so mam degen comme ko sali waxe rek xamna ni lu wax ci sosé amna solo torop té lu mo buga man luma dé jaxal sax moy comme nu ko waxe ci sosé su ñëwé ci yefi yari xalé bu jigen bi leen dé gëna jël am focus ci kawam Mariama defal ni Mariama bun ma indil gatché ay Mariama yeram ma Mariama bo fi biire fu mo jom mo bokki faala faale lu ngay dégg ñu wax waye duñ ne hey mo lamin ya emaral sa bopa so fi biire lay jigen fu mo jom and all those stuff ñoom daal luñ fokk moy xalé bu jigen bi rek lu nekk xalé bu jigen bi la waye xalé bu jigen bi mom du jéki rek ko ma doon
begala dina try tuuti ci olaf bi
bo try nak yow dina la ndax té yow mom sa tour bi rek mam degen rek woné né yow faala fi
ba séréer la
wa bé tay yek soti ci bayyi ci la
way doon tam digala suñu waré yar fi ñu bay yar ñepp lañ wara yar because goor ak jigéen ñepp ñoy gëna dem ci society bi su dé fi biir la goor ak jigéen la jël pour ñu biir jigéen kessa mënta biiral bopam so dañ wara yar goor yar jigéen because goor dafa gën ak jigéen gëna billahi de jërëjëf si question boobu gis nga jànga moom si góor ak sa jigéen du doy sa kasi jigéen sax because dañ dee wax ne if you educate a woman you educate an entire generation su jigéen bi jàngee rek ñëpp la jàngal community si dañoo flourish góor xale yi gu pay flourish so dañ war a understand ne jamono boobu nekkatuñ si alhamdulilah nag mu ngi change waaye bëgg nañ mu dem ba si jamono boo xam ne du am benn jigéen boo xam ne dina toog te du dem school bu am benn jigéen boo xam ne ñu ko mayee te amul 18 years so bëgg nañ jigéen ñi yëpp jànga ak nu mu change duñ toog te duñ kontaan ba loolu nekk réalité bi pour jigéen ñi yëpp si biir Gambia bi because jigéen ñi jàngi jigéen dafa am solo because jigéen day form more than 50% 50% of the country ñoom more than half lañ so léegi yow soo jëlee half yi dëkk bi rek muy góor nga ne ñooñu rek a war a jàng ñooñu rek a war a am skills ñooñu rek a war a toog si place bi dëkk bi du dem because su waree dem ji góor ak jigéen ñëpp a war a jàppante ñu liggéey mu dem soo jàngi jigéen am na solo torop ni mu amee solo si góor noonu la amee solo si jigéen
su fekkee ne jigéen boo sax moo ëpp góor bi sax
waaw mu ngo sale nga la xolo loolu am na solo parce que xam nga lu tax ñu ne jàngum jigéen am na solo ndaxte tey boo gisee suñu programme bi ñu ko def ñoo caméra jigéen la
billaay
te góoram ko te jigéen góor yaa ngi caméra waaye léegi jigéen ñi bàyyeetuñ ko góor yi de
studio bi sax amul góor
mu ngo jeex na nag te si nga tamit yëfi jàngum jigéen am na solo tey nekku ne góor yi rek di advocate for education Salimatu Foundation a ngi nii te jigéen la xale bu ndaw la mu ngi empower xale yu ndaw yi te mu ngi advocate for education so li moo laa wonan ne tey with or without jigéen te àdduna dafa gudd a tànk man dégg kenn xamul kan mooy jëriñ sa morom tey xëy na amaana ñu bokkoon ak Salimatu am school kenn foogutoon ne tey Salimatu dina egsi place bi ba am foundation am ñu bokkoon ak yow school tey kenn foogutoon ne man dégg dina jeexal study loo ba pare ñëw di ibbi foundation ba di war a dem si baa school loolu yëpp kenn foogutoon ko moo tax nag olof daf ne góor baax na jigéen baax sayin salin de lafta kam min ñini ngaa wala ngi diggo na man ninta aadoo ni nata pour ka ñakatata alfo walla an futu juno itol yamira ko futu juno ñanta ka sotole by and force katu muso ñanta kata futu la andum ñi ñakatata na adolem ani na cosano
okay so
kay
comme mbadi mani kala moyral me yanko be mol jibenka aka men fodoro wala futu juno ko jama jeni ba futu juno fon fara na jiba ko rabinto muna da mol kaf jama e kabo ko prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam kababa ala musudo futu kaba dindi yare ne an wasifal bon la se kabo ko wala be kabo me generation differences before anin se amanka killing mufti Mike la kawndi dola la moy kanu mo dole ya nyinin kanu aka fay ko at munatina professor la wasa atale dindi melonta ya futu mufti ya jabu mena kay ko before generation into the generation manka kilinti wo generation no jamaja wo dini wo be ya nte nyame asunjo na fon be sa fintino but second generation man so ya understand so sani ma diam kam fana nyenta ka generation na fana tana different jibe natra comme na doka ka yaga ko suno lamu ten suno ni farto lamu ba suno ni fado fana islam dino fana ma ko priye mo ta ya nyo torap am fana mo futu buna mo ni bita futu bunda anyen inni o nyenta ka sewo yale pureta futu bula banka do jere la futu luwa fam ni ketal siri bo kumboka ngenyi ni kamun ka malla fika fudu bamba ni fanga ko neta fudu anu parents wo fana ko be je me ko hako be ni diwoni ile parents wo diman manya na kanyin wasi faraji anu jama parents wo kamuta dane ni be ka yenta lo kumo soso ye ba ma lo kumo soso ye fa ma lo kumo soso manya ndaka haklo tu baba kele ka ko hako be diwoni ba ma ti ma hako be diwona fa ma fana te
aya katale bake anu ila nyingo fanan Senegal women are the most
tricky but in the context of gender-based violence lu ëpp yëpp góor maybe there are a few exceptions yoo xam ne jigéen dina ko def góor loolu ma ko wédi waaye ëpp doole bi yëpp jigéen te loolu sax ko góor yi dee wax su jigéen yi di wax mel ni comme seen experience about gender-based violence ñu ne dimbali leen ñun tamit dañu dee abuse that is not okay ñoom it is okay for them to come and talk about their experiences while it is not okay for them to use their experience to silence women so loolu mooy suma point of view waaye man daal in any sense violence towards men is not okay violence towards women tamit is not okay violence towards anybody is not okay waaye tam góor yi nañ ñoom tamit ñu wax their stories not pour ñu silence women but because dañ bëgg nit yi déglu leen dañ bëgg am change waaye when they come to say it to silence women that is what I have a problem with
te foog naa ne sax loolu most of them loolu lañ nekk di def parce que dangaa gis ne yu bari am na community yoo xam ne parce que yaa ngi fi doon wax ne ànd nga TYW seen research data collection am na community yoo bari man dem naa community boo xam ne jigéen du ñu nee wax dangaa wax rek ñu ne noppil ñoom ñu commencé wax so in that context ñu ngay jéem a silence jigéen ci loolu nekk na loo xam ne lu jara seetaan la wala nga wax dara sax ñu jàpp am na yenn waajur yoo xam ne dañoo taxaw ak seen doom yi ne leen seen yaay baaxul seen yaay nii la mel seen yaay ñële la mel léegi looloo tax man dama ko dee ma ne su doon dañ teel a jàppalante xam nga jigéen ak góor yëpp xam ne jigéen moo gën a néew doole ñu yërëm jigéen suturaal jigéen jël jigéen teg ko seen xol yi billaay ni kon tey Sali maam Mbégue société bi doon dox di gis xale bu góor doon dox di gis xale bu góor di saaga ndey wala nga dox gis xale bu góor bu dof waaye lii lan moo ko waral because of toroxal yi ñoo toroxal jigéen loolu yëpp moo ko waral léegi bëgg naa because in every solution in every problem there must be a solution so bëgg naa ñu waxtaanee li nga xam ne mooy solution si 5 minutes balaa ñoo rapport ko ji programme waaye bëgguma woon programme bi jeex de because tey moom ñu ma fi am wax dëgg yàlla bëgguma woon mu jeex waaye incha allah next week wala any other day rek man moom xam naa ne time bu ma leen ooyee rek my doors are always open for you people.
Okay, so Maniko.
Bi moom dañ ko Americanise parce que xam nga moom demoon na America soo jéemal ñoo dugal si American language yi tuuti maam dégg tamit su paree dugal ñu si loo taam si tuuti.
Okay, so to everyone watching out there, especially young men, I would just like to tell you that do not let anyone to force you into marriage, and don't carry away with the message of you are growing older, and if you reach a certain stage, men will not marry you. No, it doesn't happen like that. What is more important is try to respect yourself, value yourself, and know what you want. Don't allow anyone to push you to something that you don't want to do. And to men also watching at the moment, I would just like to tell you guys that see women as your partner. See them as your partner. Don't see them as a slave.
Your rival.
Yeah, your rival or something. And don't see gender activists or feminists as well as your rivals.
Exactly.
Do not see us like that. What we all want, we all yearn for change. We all yearn for positive change. We all want to live in a society whereby everyone's right is respected, promoted, and fulfilled.
Wow.
Thank you.
I think we have heard about the American language from her, and this is a very strong message that all of you that are watching right now need to take note and then focus on. So, Ma'am Degen Yotamid Bugana, like I want you also to tell us part of the solution that we need to do in order to tackle this problem in our society.
Okay, so I would answer the question in three folds. First, the parents, the society, and the state. So first, I think it is the duty of every parent in the Gambia to make sure that their girl child is educated. Like Sally gave a very important example, and I'm really inspired by it. She said before she was engaged in activism and all of these things, she believed in the virginity test. But because she got more empowered, she knows now that that is not something she has to do. So kudos to her. And I think that is what education does. Education empowers you. The best gift you can give a girl child or any child for that matter is the gift of education. So I think it is important that all parents make sure that their children go to school. And I think that as a society, the way we raise little boys and little girls needs to change. We should socialize them to see themselves as, you know what, I'm a boy, I can be a cook if I want to be. I'm a girl, I can be a pilot, I can be a mechanic, I can be an electrician, I can be a constructor, I can be whatever I want to be, and my gender is not a barrier. So the socialization of little boys and little girls needs to change. I think with regards to the state too, they should do more to enforce some of these laws that they put in place. Like say for example the law of FGM, it's here but it's basically dormant. So the state should do more in enforcing those laws, and the one in the constitution regarding mandatory primary education. We still walk in the street and there are kids begging, not going to school. Some we get into the vans and the apprentice is a child who should be in school.
We have to get away with it. Salimatu to have said it. We need to make sure that we help one another. Let them, men that are watching or people that are watching, our parents, our society, our community, don't see them as a threat. Don't see them as these people. I mean, they are here to spoil our children, or they are here to break our culture, or they are not here to, they are not respecting our culture. I mean, we all come from different backgrounds, and we all come from different cultures, and our cultures are very important and valued. Because I come from a Wolof society, she come from a Mandinka society, and she come from a Syrian society, and each and every one of us we value our own culture. But what we are trying to say is cultures that you know, they are detrimental to the health of the girl child or the women or the men those are the cultures that we want to throw in the history of dustbin. Cultures that you know, I mean, it's very serious. And then cultures that you know that they are going to determine, or they are going to deprive you from your right to survival and development. I mean, those are not the cultures that we want. In our society or in our generation, we want to see a free society whereby each and every person live freely, happy in a conducive and then child-friendly, or friendly environment where each and every person can live happily without brutal and then without abuse or violence. So with regards to the educational aspect, I know this is not going to be the end of our show. In our subsequent program that is coming, we will invite Salimatu Foundation to talk about more on education, because the education of the Gambia, the way it is going, I think we need to talk about it. So many failures are happening every year, and then so many school drops are happening, and these are some of the things that we need to talk about. With regards to Mam Degen too, this is some of the things that we need as young person, because Box Foundation, or as a blogger, not Box Foundation rather, and as a blogger, I am really inspired, because all the time when I see people like you, I get inspired, because all I can do is to talk. For talking, Mom, if you call me for a whole day, I can do it. But with regards to writing or reading, this is one of the things that we need to push up to ourselves. We need to have the heart to do it. As I said, and I think thank God that Sally also is a Yali alumni. When I get to that place and come back, I told my friend that when you get to that place and come back, you become a different person. And so many things have been changed from me. So all in all, and then on a nutshell, I am really, really proud, and then I am so glad to have these young people on board. And then Ma'am Degen, I think you should tell our viewers that are watching about your blog page, likewise Salimatu, so that those that are interested to want to go into your link or your page can able to go and then see so many things that you have been doing before we wrap up to the show.
Okay, you can visit my blog on www.degenblog.com.
Okay, www.degenblog.com. Thank you. And Sally?
Yeah, and for the foundation, you can visit www.salimatufoundation.org. And we are on Facebook at Salimatu Foundation for Education, on Twitter at Salimatu Found, and then we are also on Instagram at Salimatu Foundation. And on LinkedIn, you can just follow my page, the Salimatu Foundation.
Wow. That means Salimatu Foundation is all in the media channel outlet, whereas you find also Youth Bantaba show on all the media outlets. If you go to YouTube, if you go to Twitter, shout out to Umi Jallo. I really miss her today. Anyway, and then thanks to Mam Degen so much. It was a pleasure having you on board. And then thanks to Salimatu for having you on board. Until we come your way next again. And then we would like to thank our camera woman for doing this show, a very, very, very great show for that matter, that people are watching. And then we would like to thank those that were sending out their comments and contribution, because it's because of you that is why we are able to do our show, and then we are able to learn more. As I said, this is the Youth Bantaba show, and we are youth, and then we need some help and advices. So if you have any comment, questions, or any doubt that you need for us to make it or to clear it, you can simply comment on our Facebook page, and then we will answer your question to our best of ability, inshallah. So this was the Youth Bantaba show. I don't just want to close this show, but comme all of num ko de waxe rek lu neex mom du doy, waye inshallah buñ leen fi ñëwal talé ci benen aljuma ci benen topic ak ci ay yeneen nit yi nga xamné ñom ñoo fi nekk di liggéeyal Gambia, because wax naa ne Gambia lii lañ soxla, am ndaw yi nga xam ne ñoo mel ni di liggéey, ñoom gis nañ xaalis, gisuñ xaalis, gis nañ dono